grace of the Maker, I will become the next divine.
What?
Lazarus seems to think they're family, and is willing to overlook everything that happened tonight, now that they're together. Of course, she doesn't think of him the same way, so she dashes towards him at full speed, and he manages to block.
You killed my family to—
There is no way he's doing that. While she's distracted, Ben pushes her away and throws her into a wall over to the side, separating her from the rest. The speed she was at when she hit the wall should leave her paraplegic, if it doesn't kill her.
Help me!
Ben will be her opponent, while Lazare battles the rest of the team, and instead of starting the fight with the restraining spell he uses to win at the end, he goes toe-to-toe with 2 warriors and a mage. Because mages in this universe train melee combat as much as they study magic. Of course, he only wins because plot. The team wait for their turn, while he's selectively faster than a lightning bolt, and that's without using the haste spell that saves his ass from being beheaded at one point. Meanwhile, Ben almost kills Dark Elf, not because he explores all the mistakes she makes, but because the plot wants her to lose. Lazare stops him, which she takes advantage of, and stabs the zombie through his useless armor, revealing the truth.
It's me.
Understandably, she gets angry,
What have you done to my brother?
but the show needs the scene to play out the way they want, not the way it should. So not only does she get caught in the restraining spell and trying to attack Lazare, she frees herself and uses her supernatural speed to go around Lazare to stab him in the back, giving him a chance to block it with a spell, where he wouldn't be able to had her attacked him directly.
Stupid!
The fact that the show believes she knows what she's doing annoys me greatly. He loses focus, breaking the spell around the team, who all try to help Dark Elf, but Erza and her men show up and starts blasting.
Protect the Magister!
Sadly, the team can't use those exotic defense materials that Dingadong got, but with luck, the plot keeps them safe. Arrows disappear between shots, the team changes positions between shots, and when they can't move, they deflect. Sadly, the plot runs out and Dark Elf is running to the exit, and she gets hit in the shoulder, to everybody's shock. Because the arrow moves to her lower back between shots, and with that, they escape, leaving Erza mad at Lazare instead of the plot.
The thieves are getting away with a dangerous artifact, and I can't pursue them because the palace is still under siege by its own asinine security system.
You can keep saying it, you won't make it any less stupid. Suddenly, some soldiers show up to inform them of the obvious.
Commander, the circulum is gone.
The unlikely,
Also, the dragon's awake, but its chains are holding.
and the interesting.
And we recovered a prisoner.
Ex-girlfriend is alive? How unexpected. I can't wait to see what they do with that. Erza noticed the mark on Dark Elf, and she's not happy about Lazare withholding information, so he comes clean. Dark Elf was supposed to be the Darth Vader to his Palpatine, but his mom raised them like siblings, and he still feels like they are. Evidently she doesn't, and when Erza questions that, he simply says they didn't part in good terms, and that she's not quite a runaway slave. We'll get to that. Now he believes he can make things right, but first they need to find her, and he wants to use blood magic for that. Erza is not very happy about it, but she sort of allows him to go through with it, and the show doesn't know if he can finally be portrayed as the complete psycho they want him to be, or just the really desperate person he is.
I won't disappoint you.
You already have.
You disappoint me with the amount of soldiers you could have saved. Back to the team trying to escape, they try to create drama with the dwarf still accusing Dark Elf of betrayal, which puts his known relation to Gaedal in danger, while the lampshade all of the information he should have that points to her innocence, which, coupled with the bullshit that led to this, makes Dingadong's snarky comments incredibly annoying.
I know, but your extremely loud betrayal was wasting too much time.
And it doesn't help that Dark Elf proceeds to have a heart-to-heart with Gaedal, who wasn't doubting her at any point.
Whatever you decide, I won't blame you. All I ask is that you don't leave.
So this is just a delay. Also, heal her already. If you have time to talk, you could give her one of the healing potions you bought.
Lyrium, healing potions, healing potions, healing potions, healing potions.
The plot can't possibly have disappeared them. Back to the palace, the dragon didn't escape because the plot can't allow it. It also doesn't kill Lazare because the plot can't allow it. So he reactivates the defenses and petrifies the dragon. It's very dramatic. With everything settled, he demands everyone to leave the vault, and then he begins his blood magic ritual. There is no need to do that here. He could still get caught.
Idiotic.
Back to the team removing the arrow so they can use healing magic, it doesn't work. And while they try other options, Dark Elf has a nightmare about the apparent death of ex-girlfriend and her fear of forever being a tool. I mean, Lazar is the one doing it, and I cannot fathom what the hell he was thinking. He wants to convince her to help him bring Ben back, and he starts with a nightmare.
A woman like that doesn't deserve your tears.
This is going to be so stupid. He makes his case. He used the demon to preserve Ben's body, until he could use the circle to resurrect him, and he needs her for the spell, specifically her blood, so he can make things be like they used to, the three of them together. But Dark Elf believes that's impossible, even more so when you consider how it truly was. Lazare points out the fact that he was a kid at the time, so Dark Elf shows a better example. She shows us the complete version of the spell flashback, where Lazare's mother saves him from his heroin by passing the demon to Ben, leading Dark Elf into killing her, but not before her brother becomes possessed, leading her into killing him as well.
Were you helpless here too?
Yes!
You see, mages have a bigger connection with the Fade, which is what makes them capable of using magic, but also makes them susceptible to possession, so in the process called the harrowing, they are pitted against a demon to see if they can resist.
Now, that apprenticeship is nearly over. All that remains is the final test, the harrowing.
Your magic is a gift, but it's also a curse. For demons of the dream realm, the Fade, are drawn to you and seek to use you as a gateway into this world.
This is why the harrowing exists. The ritual sends you into the Fade, and there you will face a demon, armed with only your will.
Meaning, evidently, that he's not in a position to do anything about it.
Don't you want to see how well you protected us at your harrowing?
This wasn't a bad example. Lazare takes the blame for it anyway, and shows her what happened after that. As it turns out, he helped her escape.
Made it so the Templars would never find you.
And that's fucking interesting. And with hers and Ben's help, he wants to make the Winter a better place for everyone, when he becomes the Pope.
By the grace of the Maker, I will become the next divine.
To which she says no, because she thinks she'll be a slave and lose her freedom, and he doesn't deny it.
I don't care what others call it. To me, we will always be family.
And then he says her life is even worse than before, and by his side, she'll have an actual purpose.
Chance to change the world, and all you can think about are your own petty desires.
So in between being in the same boat and harboring the same feelings towards his mother as Dark Elf and Ben, to the point where he prioritized Dark Elf's life during that traumatizing event, and rising ranks of the Winter nobility, he subscribed to slavery. But he still sees them as family.
Right.
But then, what was the whole "make the Winter great to begin with" speech about?
3 of us can make Tevinter a better place for everyone.
It's not about ending slavery.
You were right!
Oops!
So is it about upgrading slavery? And after all these years somehow knowing full well what she was doing, he arrived at the conclusion that she would agree to be a slave again.
Without direction, you wanted the world completely lost. You contributed nothing but misery and achieved nothing at all.
Then why not just tell her you want to end slavery, and this will be a job? Even if you don't mean it, you can just lie.
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
The fuck was any... There is making a delusional villain,
I have to break your neck.
and then there is making a stupid villain.
When this world is scorched, I will come.
So what was any of this? Obviously, this whole thing didn't work, so he changes his tactics. The circle for the X, and then he lets her go and removes the wound.
Bring me the circulum, and I will prove how wrong you are about everything.
Dark Elf spends days in her bed, but eventually she wakes up and tells everyone the bad news.
Mira's alive. And we're going to save her.
But why?